day today?
I don't know.
The 14th. So it was our anniversary like last week.
We missed that a long time ago.
Yeah, what the hell? 9 years.
That's what happens when life's hectic.
Oh well, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
I did get you flowers though.
I know, thank you.
Did I? Or did you get them yourself? I got them for you. Okay.
And I still to this day remember Diego saying there's something wrong with my brain. I just don't know. Like he was just like, I need someone to scan my brain. How do you get someone to scan my brain? Like prior to diagnosis, Diego always suffered like really bad headaches and really bad fatigue and so forth. And obviously seeing a lot of doctors and so forth, they just kind of would brush it off with maybe possibly he's depressed or not really. It seemed to just progressively get worse. Like the headaches were something like his everyday life was just living with a headache, to the point where he was like pretty much living on painkillers, which we just both knew is not right for anybody. I was out working one morning and he was with the girls, taking the eldest to school. She was in prep, so he just dropped putting them all in the car. He fell and started having a seizure. I was getting home and I'm assuming around 10 minutes into his seizure, and the girls were just a mess, but he wasn't responsive. He was still out of it. I met him in the hospital and they refused to do anything. They just said that he was dehydrated. I said, no, he's had a seizure. And they said, no, we don't have any adult witnesses to say that he's had a seizure, and sent him home. And I booked in with a GP that I sort of got to know over my pregnancies. And she straight away was like, no, I'm ordering the scans.
Let's get you scanned.
You were scanned the same day?
I think so.
Yeah. And then that night she had called.
Go to the hospital, they're waiting for you.
Yeah, we found a brain tumour, you need to go in tonight.
You're checking in. Birthday, Abuela.
At the size of like, what did they say, a tennis ball? Golf ball, tennis ball size that they got out. And then they also seen a mass that sort of come more towards the back, which they were really worried about because it was showing something more of like a high grade glioma. So basically they got what they could out, the rest is still there, but they recommended chemo and radiation right away. So it was 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Every day.
Monday to Friday for 6.5 weeks.
Yeah. And last year, the remainder of last year, he had stable scans.
Yeah.
Up until this year. So they were happy last year with the fact that it was stable. They weren't really pushing anything. They were like, pretty much keep doing what you're doing. And then we moved in the middle of all of that out here to afford rent and so forth. So along with that came us dropping down on, his CBD and certain things like that.
Run out of money.
Yeah, run out of the funds to keep up with what we were doing last year. The last, he's had two scans now that have showed more growth, so they're quite worried because they weren't really like even pro chemo. They're kind of like, it's all they have and it's not going to take it away. Like, well, is that a few months or is that a few years? Like, and that's when they both kind of are saying around 12 months.
Yeah.
I think brain cancer doesn't have very good results or statistics when it comes to chemo. But from all we've read and all the research we've done surrounding brain cancer, we've found a lot of what have the people done that have either kept it stable or what have they done for the people that have actually gone into remission. Even the other neurosurgeons in Australia are advocating for THC is a big one, CBD is another one for the brain, along with vitamin C. So whether we can afford trying to do IV vitamin C, being a lot stronger, hyperbaric chamber therapy, obviously, for oxygen, which I really feel like that's a big one for him. Then we're really trying to pick up on all the other treatments that we know help. I'd say you're probably looking at around about $2,000 a week in treatment. It's kind of, that stage you're like, where do we put our money? Do we put it here? Do we put it here? Do we put it here? Well, you kind of follow other people's journeys, and they're real people, and they have cancer, and they are in remission, or they are shrinking it, and they're doing it purely via alternate therapies. It comes down to funds at this point.
I think so, because the most problems we had was running out of money to buy more of the products that are helping.
Yeah, I don't know how else to say it, but the fact that we are at a point where we kind of do have to drop our guards down and ask for the help. It's not something that comes naturally, it's not something I want to do. I don't want to be here. I think the biggest thing in all of this is the strangers. That's been huge. It's been the biggest lesson. Like, your friends drop off and the strangers step in. You see it time and time again, you know, like half the people that are diagnosed with a terminal illness are still, are in remission or are healing purely just because they got help from people, and people that they don't even know.
I want to be here for much longer, especially for my kids and my wife.
Yes. I guess we just want to thank everybody for their help and the support so far. I mean, the generosity of everybody, even strangers, has got us to where we are today, and which has kept him stable for so long. But I think we just need that little bit extra support to keep us going, and potentially see him here for many more years to come. I know for a fact the girls will be thanking everybody. When it all comes to light, they can see just how hard we both fought for it all. Every little bit counts, right?
Yeah, it does.